Hey there, it's Faith Talk Live. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe. Happy New Year.
And
Happy New Year.
there you go. You're supposed to say your name, Velva Kay. Come on, throw it in there.
I threw her off.
Velva baby, Kay Dodd.
Come on, Velva baby.
Oh, comedian extraordinaire.
Yes,
Thank
she
you.
is.
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't write extraordinaire down. Can I do another open again? I didn't realize you're extraordinaire.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Hey, we wanted to catch up with you. How was your Christmas? And did you get Eddie knives for Christmas? Because Kathy got Dan knives for Christmas.
Yes, she did.
I bought Eddie we got it for each other. It was kind of the sweetest Georgia Power bill that we paid.
Really?
I wrapped it and turned on all the lights in the house. Except for, baby, they're still on after 9 months of unemployment. We still got power, so we are not powerless.
And he said, "Merry Christmas, Velva baby. I love you."
Yeah.
Here's your blank check, baby. You pay for it. There you go.
Yes, indeed.
That's now. Do you guys have any? Did you have any Christmas lights up? Because I've always heard that when you put Christmas lights up, your power bills just go through the roof. I don't know if that's true or not. We usually don't put lights up.
I think it does when it's a zillion lights.
Christmas vacation look.
We have one. We have a stained glass window in our gable on the front porch, and 23 years ago. Now we could be promoters for this product. 23 years ago, when I was pregnant with Kaylee Jean Stokes, we bought a tray of Christmas lights that's how they were displayed, was in this tray. And there's 17 different combinations. There's like a little remote thing. And so you click the remote and it changes. That thing still works.
Wow.
23. So we had one that we had put on the tree just about every year. And then one that we put up in that gable. And that's the extent of our light. So no, we didn't notice a spike in the light bill, because that's probably about the equivalent of 100-watt bulb with that thing running all the time. But yeah, we could be their product spokesperson. CVS.
23 years. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, watch it die this year because I said it. Because it's 20. I wrote 2012 this morning. I was like, whatever. Let's just get some of the numbers.
2012.
As long as we get the numbers right.
Well, dyslexic, but that's okay.
Yeah, I wrote. That'd be good. We write our checks this year, 2012, and then they're like, "I'm sorry, this is no longer any good."
Oh well.
I heard somebody on Sunday say that it was December 34th. So
yeah, it's the same. We're still going through the same things, guys. I don't know if you saw my little post about, instead of Happy New Year, I did a Happy New Day, because that's really, 1 minute at midnight did not change the world.
Yeah.
For me, but there's one guy who can, and he is the life changer, world changer, and I'm putting my hope in him. So
That's
there
right.
you go.
you did. You brought this up now on Facebook. I love the picture that you have on your Facebook with the magnifying glass.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Today is in the glass there.
Yeah. Yeah, because look at today. I mean, that really is all we have. And that is my turning point for this year. I started it about the last couple of weeks of the old year, is to just really stay in the day and stay in the moment. The recovery groups everywhere adopt the serenity prayer as but a lot of people don't know where the concept of living life one day at a time came from. And it's the long version of the serenity prayer. After the God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change things I can, and wisdom to know the difference, the next line is living one day at a time, accepting one moment at a time. Enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardship as the pathway to peace. And it goes on. I won't recite all of it. We'll just start a meeting right here.
I don't know that I've ever read the entire prayer. It's usually
I haven't either.
Only the first couple of lines that that I've heard over and over again, but I've never heard the entire prayer.
Well, Reinhold Niebuhr, I can't really say his name. So the rest of that, is enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardships as the pathway to peace, taking as Jesus did, this sinful world as it is, not as I would have it. Trusting that he will make all things right if I surrender to his will, that I may be reasonably happy in this life and supremely happy with him forever in the next.
Wow.
That is the serenity prayer. And that is what I'm trying to live by today so that I don't kill people. There you go.
Yeah, see, the serenity prayer I learned was something about grant me the wisdom to kill the people that I need to. Like that.
Well, it's the wisdom to know where to hide the bodies. That's really what it is.
That was it. That's the one.
I think that's the psycho prayer. That's not the serenity prayer. But hey, we're talking with
potato, I say potato, whatever.
We're talking with comedian speaker extraordinaire Kay Dodd. And if I noticed that she went to see Wonder Woman 84. So if she had that power, she would kill people.
Well, actually, no. I want to do good in the world. And that movie's gotten a lot of flack. And I don't know, because I'm probably not the greatest, movie connoisseur or whatever. I still think that, Still Magnolias is one of the best movies of all time.
It was a good movie. Even as a guy, I say, yes, I like Still Magnolias.
I can almost recite, half of that movie because I've seen it so many times. But I really got a lot out of Wonder Woman, and it may have just been have y'all seen it? I don't want to
I saw the first one, but I haven't seen the second one.
Well, there's a thing about making wishes. And I think for the timing of that movie to come out, because the whole premise of it is people getting what they want because they've made these wishes. And really, we don't really know, we know what we want. We really don't know what we need. And so it was all these people making these wishes of what they wanted, and they're coming true. But then the world was going crazy. Yes. And so to me, spiritually, that had a good message to it, because another theme to the whole movie was based on truth. And that is my word for 2021 is truth. I'm tired of the spin. I'm tired of the media spin. I'm tired of marketing spin. It's just time to tell each other the truth. And face the truth. This has not been an easy time. And I think people are looking for Christians to not just market Christianity as this, oh, Jesus will make your ride better. My life's been a little rough since I joined Jesus, but he's in charge. Ray, what's his name? Ray Comfort and Kirk Cameron used to do a great skit about that, as he's calling up Kurt going, hey man, Jesus will make your life better. And Kurt's rich and sitting out by the pool with all these beautiful women. He's like, dude, my life's great, and it's really that's not, and it's not for fire insurance that we get with the Lord. It's relationship. And so I just, truth came into my spirit the day before. I felt like that's what God was saying, your word for the year. And then we go see Wonder Woman, and the very opening scene is a message about the truth, living in the truth. So I thought it was pretty cool.
That's good. You bring up something too, and I've talked about this a number of times. There are things that I have prayed for that I thought, even jobs or situations, things that I thought this was definitely God. And then when it wasn't, I was disappointed, only to look back and realize that if I'd have gotten that, it wouldn't have set me up for where I am now in certain places, whether it's to minister to people or job situations or whatever. It's like, you know what? Sometimes I just don't know what to pray.
Yeah. Well, and I think that is, and it's odd that as Christians, and you guys have been a Christian for longer than I have. What time is it? I've been a Christian for a long time, since July 12th, 2001, when I really and truly surrendered my life to Christ and my life started changing. But I learned what to pray in the rooms of recovery. And that is, thy will be done. Thy will be done. That pretty much covers it for the whole day, for the whole hour, for the whole minute, for the whole year. Thy will, not mine, be done. That's what Jesus prayed in the Garden of Gethsemane before he went to the cross. He asked, Father, if it be thy will, let this cup pass from me. If you got another plan, I'm down for that. But if not, thy will, not mine, be done. Even Jesus, and he was God in the form of man, and that's what he prayed, and that's what he told us to pray. But we want, for God to heal our legs and our gizzards and our lizards, and when we ask for this added unto list, Matthew 6:33 tells us to pray and seek first all the things of his kingdom. What is his kingdom? Righteousness, peace, and joy. But no, I got to pay for the light. I'm going to pray for the light bill. I'm going to pray for work. I'm going to pray for Eddie's work. I'm going to pray for this, pray for the house to get fixed, pray for the car to get fixed. And God's the whole time sitting there going, these are all added untos, and I know about every single one of them. Seek my kingdom, seek my face, seek my heart instead of my hand. And I'm constantly having to remind myself of that I'm going for his hand. God, what can that hand of yours do in my life today? And he's sitting there going, how about if we just be together today, and I will take care of the rest. And we forget that. So preaching to the choir here, I forget that.
Preacher Kay Dodd giving us a great message today. If you'll pass the plate.
Comedy's not booming right now, so you got to so you got to do something. And Eddie and Kaylee probably have heard enough of me for a good long while.
Kay Dodd,
for sure. We certainly do pray, I think, more often than not. We wouldn't say that we do, but we pray more often than not, my will be done.
Yes.
Not thy will be done or your will be done. And we get upset when we don't get our way, but a lot of times God's like, well, my way is going to lead you to a lot better things that you can't see, but I can.
Yes. And that is true. Our kids want ice cream all day long, and we don't give them ice. 1 minute your kid is like, oh, thank you, Daddy, you gave me ice cream. And the next minute it's slow. You can't have another ice cream. I hate you. And that's how we act sometimes as the bride. I remember God giving me a vision just in my head one time. I just kind of visualized me as a toddler Christian, but I'm wearing this wedding gown. It's like he's coming back for this bride without spot or blemish. That doesn't mean that we're going to not be, that we're going to be perfect. It means that we're going to be perfectly surrendered to him. And the way the country's going, I think we're all getting there. Yes. The way the world is going, I think it's driving us to our face before him. But I just pictured, what it would look like for a 2-year-old baby Christian, for a 2-year-old toddler to sit with a wedding dress on. There's going to be all kinds of stains on that wedding dress because we bleh. And as a 20-something-year-old Christian, I can still stain that gown because of my attitude. You look back at the children of Israel. It's like, get us out of Egypt. And it's like, I'd rather die in Egypt. And it's like, make up your mind, people. Yeah. And we can't, we don't. And I think, too, that's sometimes why people get so angry at God. Because I prayed for my loved one to be healed and they died. Okay, well, your prayer came true. If they knew the Lord, they're now healed. So you got what you prayed for. You just didn't get it in the manner in which you expected it. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times we pray for a relationship to not end, and the relationship ends. And then 10 years, 20 years later, we're going, thank you, Jesus, that relationship ended. But at the time we're like, God didn't answer my prayer. Well, he did. It just, the answer was no. And that's what good fathers do. They say no to things. Yep. Yeah. So,
Kay Dodd with us, comedian, speaker, theologian here on Faith Talk Live. You always bring a good word. Dan, do you see those comments? They flashed up. Can you read the comments?
Well, first we had Jeanette saying, "My friend, I miss you, Kay Dodd Stokes."
I know. It's as if we live in another state, a state of quarantine.
Yeah, well, that is exactly the state that we live in. And then she said, every time I thought I was being rejected from something good, I was actually being redirected to something better.
Yes, that's how Jeanette and I met. She was redirected to something. I'm teasing. That's how we were redirected to something better, and that was meeting each other.
That's right.
So,
and then Aisha Smith-Danzy said, Happy New Year, guys. We love you, Aisha.
aw,
She's a rock star in her own right. I don't know if you know her or not, Kay.
I do not.
But we need to get you two together. Of course, arrests would follow afterward, but I think you two would make
oh, buddy.
it's a good connection there. You know, it's interesting. Jeanette said something about something better. And sometimes our thinking of better is something that's not even in the plan of God. Like you said, it's not my will, but your will be done, which in our culture, even our Christian culture, we don't want his will. We want our will, like you're saying. So, as we, find out what is the definition of better, and better is always what he wants or what builds the kingdom, right?
Yes, but our fleshly, I guess, desire is better means I get what I want, and that's just not true. And I'll give you a great tangible example from my own life of a ministry that I was involved in for years, that I wanted this title. I wanted this specific title within this ministry, and I groveled for it, prayed for it, tried to steal it, tried to I want to be called that, because I was so title driven, and that was a part of my identity. You've got to reward me with you got to reward my ego, in other words, which ego is an acronym for edging God out, is what that means in my life. And so my ego needed that title. Well, God said no. And so years and years and years go by. Well, now I am that exact title in my own ministry of Kay Dodd Comedy. I am the producer, the executive producer, the director, the everything of my own comedy shows and benefit comedy shows. Stand Up for Hope has raised almost $40,000 over 5 shows for 4 different ministries in 2 years. And I wish I'd put some of that in the bank. But I might go check into one of them sober living houses, or get Eddie to knock me around. I can go stay at that domestic violence show. It's like, honey, I'll go get us some cornbread. I'll be right back. Knock my block off. No, I'm not teasing about that, but not laughing at domestic violence, laughing in spite of it. Yeah. So, but anyway, God granted me my heart's desire, but the answer then was not no, it was not now. And we just have to trust his will and his timing. And so
that's so good. Kay Dodd always bringing a good word, and always funny. She's got the funny all over her. All right, real quick before we go to a break, do you have what do you have coming up in 2021? Is just everything on pause still, or what?
I'm going to Aldi's later today, and then Walmart.
Are you going to perform there at Aldi's too?
You bet your bippy. If the toilet paper pallets are empty again, that's a stage in and of itself there. That's for sure. Aldi's doesn't have shelves. I do have Valentine's weekend. Honestly, don't even know where it's at, because I've not even put that stuff on the calendar yet, because I'm just really trusting God. And see, now I have nothing for the month of January. I have some talks about stuff, but I don't think many people are moving on anything until we see what is that date again? January. Until we see what happens at post inauguration, and what kind of shutdowns, if there's more, or if it's the same. It's just hard for people to plan, especially for churches right now, because they are still not operating. A lot of churches are still not operating at full capacity. Yeah. So yeah, I may be available a lot, guys, and we can talk and get recipes. We can do a segment on.
We should do a cooking show together, Kay.
Hey, we could do a walk through Leviticus. I could read the book of Leviticus and just thrilling. Really encourage your listeners that today is not really that bad.
Yeah, thank you for that. If you need some good sleep, read the book of Leviticus.
Yes. If you want some weeping and gnashing of teeth, dive in.
Hey, check out Kay's website. She's got some 8-tracks she needs to unload. So if you need some good comedy, and I understand I saw something where somebody saw one of your old shows, I guess, routines on the Dub channel or something.
Yes, it's streaming on. We don't like for this to get out because I still have probably a 200 of the DVDs, but it streams on Prime, the Shonda Pierce Stand Up for Families series, and there were 3 episodes, and I was in episode number 2 with Michael Jr. So
yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, and that was an old high school friend. We actually share the same birthday, so we've stayed in touch for years. That was a guy I graduated high school with that wrote that.
Wow.
Really good. Check out her website and follow her on Facebook as well. You'll see what's up with her. She's always got a good word, kaydodd.com. Yeah, let's catch up at the end of the month, and we'll just roll with it.
All right.
All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
Elvis has left the building. We'll be back. I'm Rick Probst. This is Faith Talk Live.